It had been 8 months since I broke things off with Daniel. 8 months of blocked numbers, ignored emails, and pretending not to notice the occasional accidental run-in around town. I told myself it was just coincidence. That night, coming home from work, I noticed something different. A cigarette butt smouldering right outside my apartment door. I don't smoke, neither do my neighbors. The rain had just ended, meaning someone had been standing there minutes ago. 2 days later, I got a new phone. I didn't share the number with anyone except family. That same night, a text came through. "You looked beautiful in that blue dress today, reminded me of our first date." I nearly dropped the phone. I had worn a blue dress to work. My blinds had been closed, but I ran to check. One was tilted just enough to peek through. I started changing my routine, parking in different spots, leaving work at odd hours. One night as I walked across the lot, I had the sudden skin-crawling sense of being followed. The lot was nearly empty, just a few cars, rainwater reflecting the yellow glow of the lamps. I unlocked my car, slid in quickly, and locked the doors. That's when I saw it. In the rearview mirror, a figure in a hoodie, standing behind a row of cars, not moving, just watching. By the third week, the fear was gnawing at me. Every creak of the building, every knock on the pipes made me jump. One night, coming home late, I found my front door unlocked. My hands trembled as I pushed it open. Nothing looked disturbed, but then I noticed something chilling. The photo of me and my dog, usually kept on the living room shelf, had been moved. Not stolen, just moved, placed neatly on the kitchen counter. It all came to a head one night after a friend crashed at my place. Around 2 a.m., she shook me awake, whispering, "Someone's in your closet." At first I thought she was dreaming, but then I heard it too. The soft shuffle of breathing behind the thin closet door. We bolted out of the apartment and called the police from the stairwell. When they arrived, the closet was empty, but wedged behind my winter coats, they found something. My missing spare house key. I changed the locks the next day, moved apartments within a week, no forwarding address. But 2 months later, on a quiet Sunday morning, I opened my email and saw a single new message from an unknown account. "I'll always find you." It had been almost a year since I left Ryan. He was charming when we met, a little too intense maybe, but I mistook it for passion. By the end, I couldn't breathe. His constant texts, accusations, sudden visits, the fights, the apologies that never lasted. I cut him off, changed my number, blocked him everywhere. I told myself it was over. My new place was on the 3rd floor, facing another building across a narrow street. Most nights, I'd sit by the window and read. One evening, while glancing across, I froze. In a window almost directly opposite mine, a shadow shifted behind the curtains. I thought nothing of it. People lived there after all. But when I stood to turn off my lamp, my skin prickled. The curtains across the street had been pulled back. A man stood there, half hidden, head tilted like he was studying me. 2 weeks later, I got a package at my door. No return address. Inside was a necklace, the exact same one Ryan gave me for my birthday 2 years ago. The clasp was broken. I threw it in the trash immediately, but my hands shook for hours. No one else knew about that necklace. My phone rang at 1:13 a.m., an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. At first silence, then I heard it. A slow inhale, then exhale. Someone was breathing on the other end. I hung up, blocked the number, and sat awake until sunrise. One night after work, I was walking through the parking garage. My footsteps echoed against the concrete. Halfway to my car, I heard another set of steps perfectly matching mine. I turned around. Nothing, just rows of empty cars and the hum of fluorescent lights. I walked faster, fumbling with my keys. Then, from behind a column, I caught a glimpse. A figure in a dark hoodie, ducking back just as I looked. That weekend, I came home late. As I slid my key into the lock, I noticed something odd. The doorframe had faint scratches near the lock, like someone had tried to force it open. Inside, everything looked the same, except for one detail. On my kitchen counter, lying perfectly centered, was the broken necklace I had thrown away. I broke up with my ex almost a year ago. Things had gotten unhealthy. He was controlling, jealous, the type to check my phone when I wasn't looking. Leaving wasn't easy, but I finally did it. New apartment, new job, new city. For months it felt like I could breathe again. But then the texts started. Random numbers, blocked calls. At first I ignored them until one came late at night that froze me in place. "You look beautiful in that blue sweater." I had worn that exact sweater to work earlier that day. I told myself it was a coincidence. Maybe I posted a photo online. But then, at the grocery store, I felt it. That heavy weight of being watched. Every time I turned, there was nobody. That night, walking home, I passed a parked car with fogged-up windows. Just before I reached my door, the car headlights flicked on and off once, like a signal. The first real break in my denial happened 2 weeks later. I came home after a late shift. My apartment door was unlocked. Nothing seemed stolen, but little things were off. A mug moved from the sink to the counter. My sweater, the blue one, folded neatly on my bed. And on my pillow, a single Polaroid of me sleeping. I went straight to the police. They nodded, wrote things down, but you could tell from their faces they weren't taking it seriously. "Could be a prank," one said. I left with nothing but a flimsy piece of paper. A report number, no patrol car, no reassurance, nothing. That night I pushed a chair under the door handle before going to sleep. I didn't sleep much anyway. A few nights later, I was woken by the faintest sound, like breathing. My apartment was dark, silent. I tried convincing myself it was the pipes or neighbors, but when I walked to the closet to check, something fell. A note, written in his handwriting. "I like watching you sleep." The closet smelled faintly of his cologne. I started parking in different places every day, hoping to throw him off. One evening after work, I approached my car and saw it. All 4 tires slashed. From across the parking lot, I saw him, my ex, standing just beyond the glow of the street lamp, not moving, just watching. By the time I pulled out my phone, he was gone. I tried talking to friends. At first they were sympathetic, but as weeks dragged on, they started to pull away. "You're paranoid," one said. Another told me I should stop giving him attention. It was isolating, that's what he wanted, to make me feel alone, trapped, with no one to run to. One night I came home and immediately felt it. The air wasn't right. I walked slowly down the hall. My bedroom door was ajar. I had left it closed. Inside, everything looked normal until I saw my phone charging on the nightstand, but it wasn't plugged in the way I left it. I picked it up and my stomach dropped. The front camera had been used. The last photo in my gallery was me, sleeping from the night before. I finally installed cameras, hidden ones. The first 2 nights, nothing. On the 3rd night, the footage showed my front door unlocking. Him, my ex, walking in calmly, like he still lived there. He looked around, opened the fridge, poured himself a drink, then walked straight to my bedroom and stood over me for nearly 10 minutes, just watching. I moved again, new locks, new city, no forwarding address. It's been months since I last saw him, but sometimes I wake in the middle of the night convinced someone's watching. And last week, I got a package with no return address. Inside was another Polaroid of me, taken through the window of my new apartment.